Hey my friends, how you doing? It's time for another creative chat, and today we're gonna talk about our age-old enemy, procrastination, and how to get rid of that, because I found a tool on how to really get more productive. But being productive as a creative probably means something different than you might think, so let me explain. There are two ways to handle time. One way is the point time, and point time means if you say let's meet at 12 o'clock, that means exactly at 12 o'clock. But there is also the area time, and the area time means when you say let's meet at 12 o'clock, you probably meet at 12 o'clock, but maybe also 15 minutes later, half an hour later, 1 hour later. The concept behind is that you do a lot of things at the same time. So you might have some coffee, make some sketches, take some pictures, read a newspaper or a book, and in between all of that, you meet some person. This is a time system that a really large part of people on our planet use, including most of the creative people. And procrastination, to come full circle with this topic, means that if you organize something but you don't feel comfortable with the system of organization, you push the topic off into the future and never do it. So we want to organize it in an area time. Here are the two amazing tools that I found to solve your problem. The first one is the good old notebook, made from paper, very sturdy. You can write things down. It's like a second brain where you will never forget whatever you wrote down, and have it with you at all times, everywhere you go. Now let's talk about the second solution. And by the way, I have a link in my video description where you get 2 free months of the premium version. So take advantage of that and test it out if it's the right thing for you. By the way, this is not an advertisement. I really like this tool. I found it myself. I learned how to use it. Now I teach it to you. Okay, let's switch over to my browser. The tool is called Todoist. So this is the starting page that you will see. This is how it looks when you log in. And yes, this looks like a task list, but there is something to note about that. And you can see, first of all, on the left side, you can have as many projects as you want. And like every creative person, I have a ton of different projects. Like there is YouTube and Facebook and Patreon, but also there is poetry and writing short stories, doing art, creating music, all these kind of things that you want to keep note about and write down all your ideas. For example, in my art area, I have 29 different ideas I want to realize. So they are sitting in there waiting for me whenever I have time. And here comes the amazing thing about Todoist. These things are sitting inside of the projects, but not inside of a huge to-do list that you have to look at every day and get crazy from looking at the task list. Instead, whenever you come around to actually having time for one of these tasks, you can simply click on this little calendar icon here and set up a day when you want to do it. And this is also area time because it's somewhere in that day. It doesn't mean you have to do it at a certain time. So you do it in the morning, during the day, in the middle of the night, whenever you feel like it. It's so wonderful for artists to have this kind of freedom. And now I want to show you how easy it is to create a task and put it into a specific project, and maybe also in a specific time. So let's say I want to bake a cake. Bake a cake, okay, and I want to do this as an art project because it's an artistic cake. So there you go. You simply hit hashtag on your keyboard and write, I write it in German, so art is called Kunst, so K, and it says me Kunst, so there we go. And then I also want to have it's tomorrow, so I write Tom, and it automatically understands he probably wants to write tomorrow. So I have this now in here. When I add task, this will be in my art list, but also in the next 7 days. You can see here tomorrow, bake a cake. There it is. So that is very nice. And by the way, what you can also do is you can click here and give one of these 4 priorities. So the usual one is the lowest one, which is a white flag. And then you also have red, which is the most important, orange and blue. And this helps you additionally to identify tasks that might be more or less important during that day. And so you can see this made it really easy for me to plan out my week for the next 7 days. But the only thing I have to care about is today, and there I have just some tasks, and some of them are really small, like do some sports or read some pages, because it's important to read some pages every day. So these are daily quests, and then I have some other tasks I have to do. And this is so good for me. I feel really confident that I can achieve the things, and I can do them whenever I feel like. Try it out. Tell me if it worked for you. Thank you for watching. See you in the next creative chat. Bye.